It's the Razer Black Widow Ultimate Gaming Keyboard, coming at you now on Maxed Out. Okay, today we're going to be looking at the Razer Black Widow Ultimate Elite Mechanical Gaming Keyboard. This is one of Razer's top-of-the-line models, only surpassed by the Stealth Edition Black Widow, which basically the only difference between the two is that the Stealth Edition has silent keys. But we'll go over that more in a minute. First off, I upgraded from a Microsoft split key keyboard. I wasn't really in the market to buy a new keyboard, but since my wife loves split key keyboards and had been eyeing my Microsoft one for a while, I decided to go ahead and give it a shot. Well, anyway, we went to our local Best Buy, and I passed by the Black Widow, and it instantly caught my eye. I had never heard of a mechanical key keyboard before, and I was definitely interested in trying it out. Now, normally I do tons of research before I make any kind of purchase, but we could afford it and my wife was willing, so I picked it up. Was it a wise purchase? Let's take a look at the features, and then finally I'll give you my verdict. Okay. So instead of boring you with the Razer's website marketing jazz, I'll just give you an overview of the best features I think there are, and I'll post a link to the Black Widow's product page so you can check out the more detailed specs later. Alright, first let's talk about the design of this keyboard. This is a hefty weighted keyboard weighing in at 3.3 pounds. That may not sound like a lot, but for a keyboard that's heavy. I like it though, because it doesn't move on me that easily. It stays wherever you put it. Another thing that really stands out is the keys. They're individually lighted and have 5 levels of blue lighting. And the front here has this awesome slick Razer logo, if you can see that. Next, here's the big one. Mechanical keys. Now by definition, mechanical keyboards, they have switches beneath them to give the experience to be more like a typewriter. Although there are different types of switches used in mechanical keyboards, they all have the same result: more accurate typing. By the way, I give a shout out to Lisa Johnston from About.com for that definition. Other benefits are that the keys are much stronger. They take less force to get a response from them, which is called actuation, and has a long lifespan. So whether it's a Black Widow or another model, mechanical keyboards are a sound investment for long-term use. The keys are definitely, they make this weird clicking sound that is louder than most keyboards, unless you get the Stealth Edition, which is what I mentioned earlier. But to me it makes no difference. And I don't know if you can hear that, but it does make a louder noise. But here's my favorite part. My favorite part right here is that it has a pass-through. Okay, it has USB pass-through and it has a mic and audio jack. Okay, so if I want to just use my Plantronics, I can use here. But if I want to use my normal speakers and my mic, I can plug in through here too. So that's one of my favorite features on that. Now, let's get to one of the things that's not that cool. And that is the software. The software has really cool features with programming. However, it doesn't work half the time. It corrupts, the drivers are corrupted by other drivers, like they conflict, rather, I should say, with other drivers from NVIDIA, or they're mostly video card drivers, but they can conflict with other drivers too, and antivirus software. So even though when I first started using it, I was able to get the software to run pretty good, then all of a sudden I was getting blue screen of deaths, and by using blue screen view, I was able to determine that it was the Razer drivers that was causing the problem. And so it keeps me from using a lot of the programmability that it has, and that's kind of a bummer. But at the same time, just the standard Windows drivers with this, it still works amazing. You can still, hit the function key, you can still change your lighting. And on the 5th level of lighting, by the way, I thought I'd mention, it does this really cool fade thing where it fades out and then fades back in. But I just use it like that. Basically, that's the other thing that's with this too is the price. I actually paid $129.99 for this, and it's kind of an expensive ordeal, But once you put your hands on this and you actually play it, you're not worried about spending that kind of money. You're really not. So those are just the overview of the features, the things that I like the most out of it, and we'll come back and I'll give you my verdict. Okay, so now for the verdict. The Razer Black Widow is an amazing keyboard. Other than the price at $129.99 and the software glitches, there is absolutely no reason not to buy this keyboard. It's easy to overlook keyboards when building any kind of rig, because your mind's filled with CPUs, hard drives, and video cards. But having a solid keyboard is important to anything you do on the PC. I've built many PCs over the last 10 years, and I can't tell you how many times I've had people call and say, do you fix keyboards? I really like mine, but, it's broken right now. Well, if you go with mechanical keys, you're buying quality, plain and simple. And with the Black Widow, it's a monster of a good keyboard, and I would recommend it to anybody. So just to recap, the pros are, it's really weighted nice. The mechanical keys are great. They're totally responsive and better than almost any keyboard I've ever used in my life. Also, it's well lit. It's very well lit. But as far as the cons go, price. It's $129.99. It's a big investment, but like I said, you're going to have it for a lifetime. And the software. Razer needs to do something about those conflicts with their drivers and other drivers on the Windows system. So there you have it. If you like this review, please click subscribe. And if you have any comments or questions, leave them in the comment section. So this is Redemption77 signing out for Maxed Out. And remember, it doesn't matter whether you win or lose, but if you're cool or lame. See ya.